Hi, I'm Pete, and this is a follow-up to the Eitan and Lanlan's edge-turning octahedron. Now, when I unboxed this puzzle, it was rather stiff turning out of the box, and even though I was able to get it turning reasonably well during the video, I really don't think I did it justice. I'm going to talk about how I got it turning a lot smoother. In fact, it really turns very well now. The other thing I missed was showing off the jumbling of this puzzle. So I'll take an opportunity to show that off, and also going to compare it to this other puzzle you see in the background, and see if we can sort of have a hint as to how we might go about solving this. So as you can see, the turning is just fantastic, and I can't emphasize just how much improved it is just after a few days of one turning. But also I made a rather important adjustment. Now Lanlan puzzles do tend to ship rather tight, so that's just something. So what I did was I loosened each face about a half a turn. Now the screws are kind of hidden inside here. So the way I get at the screws is you turn the adjacent faces, and it kind of opens up this hole here. Let's see if I can kind of point that out. Your best bet is to do this under a very strong light, like just under a lamp. Get it over top, and then you can see the screw head in there. And then I use this Phillips screwdriver, just a standard one that you would use on a Rubik's Cube. But the important thing is that it have a round shaft on it, because the ones I tried that had the hex shaft for the adjustable, like the replaceable bits, they just don't fit in there very well. You also have to be very careful because there's two pieces kind of there, so you'll have to go in from one side or the other wherever the screw is, and then you just turn it back just half a turn. That's what I found worked well. I may have gone back in some of the faces. I might have turned it a bit more back, but most of them it was just a half a turn. And once I did that, as you can see, it's very, very smooth. You don't want this too loose, because it's such a small puzzle as you're holding it and you're working on it. If it's too loose, then you might inadvertently turn edges that you don't intend to. So that was how I loosened it up. Once I got things turning a little smoother, it also gave me just a bit more of a gap to get some lube in there. But there's not a lot of lube now on the puzzle. I just put a little bit in, broke it in, and then wiped as much off as I could, because you don't want it to be slippery. So that was that's the tensioning and the lubing, so that got the faces turning well. And then based on feedback on my video, I realized that I should really try to jumble this thing. And it does indeed jumble. In fact, it's been compared to the Curvycopter 3, and you can sort of see why. If I just turn one edge on the Curvycopter 3, I'll turn this edge in the same direction here. And let's see now. We compare these. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that the Curvycopter 3 has an edge. This one doesn't have an edge. It's hidden. But when we turn the edge, we have two corners here. These are 3-color, these are 4-color. The Curvycopter 3 has these kind of wide shield-shaped pieces, and we get these triangular shapes on the Eitan's ETO. And then the other similarity and difference is that you have these centers on the ETO, and we kind of have these. We have the centers here, but we also have these other pieces which aren't present. But on the ETO, we have the two color edge pieces, and we don't have those here. So it's definitely similar, but not identical. So, and I'm not saying that they're identical puzzles or solved identically, but just what I would do is just kind of look to this for a bit of inspiration and see what works on here. See if things that work on here also work on the ETO. Well, one of the things, of course, it's an edge turning puzzle, so one of the things that's going to work is jumbling. And let's try to get this. We'll do some jumbling here. So the jumbling definitely works, and there we go. Okay, so it can be kind of challenging to find your way around this puzzle. I think it's a matter of getting used to it. But there we see a very similar jumbling with the corner, the wide piece here, and then the center, which is represented by the smaller piece on the Curvy Copter 3. So yeah, it's nice to see that. The other thing that we can do on these curvy puzzles, the technique that's used quite a bit is the double jumbling. So we have that, and then you can double jumble it, and then you can actually put them back, and now you've actually moved quite a few pieces around. Well, there is double jumbling here. Let's see if I can get it to work here. So there's that, and then there's that, and let's see if I got this, and there we go. So that's the double jumbling, and then we can put everything back. Of course, I risk. There we go. I don't want to scramble things up too much, but we definitely have the same kind of thing. Okay, and there we go. Managed to do that without scrambling anything. I guess we'll get that back now. All right, got that back. I'm still working on being able to recognize the parts that are jumbled on here, so it's just a matter of becoming familiar with the puzzle. So that's a kind of an important part of this. Being able to solve the puzzle, because without jumbling, you can certainly move pieces around, and here's one routine for moving the pieces around. So you see we're able to move that, and that. It's just recycled those. But there's not a lot else you can do without jumbling. I mean, there are some other things that you can move around, but not a whole pile. So the jumbling is really the way to get a good, satisfying solve, and certainly going to be a challenge to solve. Now, when I made my unboxing video, I also wondered if there was a model for this, a software model, in, say, for example, in Gelatin Brain, the software. And I understand that there is, that this ETO is modeled there. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but that will be a good resource if I can't make any progress, or if I get stuck with the physical puzzle. It is very handy. Sometimes you get these things scrambled, and then you're completely lost. So having the software would help. But I'm going to try to work on the physical puzzle first. I think it's important, especially for such a small puzzle. I kind of enjoy working things out on the puzzle itself. So that's it. That's the update for the Eitan and Lanlan edge turning octahedron. As always, I appreciate your comments and your feedback, and I'm going to point out that this whole video is based on feedback I got on my last video, with people saying, hey, you didn't show the jumbling, and also people saying, well, it looks like it really doesn't turn well. That just made me realize that I just didn't really do the puzzle justice in the unboxing. I think it is, when I come into a an unboxing, if it's a fairly uncomplicated puzzle, which is what I thought this was going to be, I usually come in cold. I don't do much reading up on the puzzle. I want to have my own ideas, my own impressions of it. I try not to be influenced. But in this case, it turns out to be a much more complex puzzle. So, I missed some things because of that. Anyway, I do appreciate that feedback. So I do encourage your comments, your questions, your suggestions. So let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.